Hey guys, what's going on? Mark here. So today I'm just shooting outside here. Such a beautiful spring afternoon here in Ireland. Absolutely love this type of weather. You can't really beat it. In front of me, the lovely rosemary bush right here. So what do y'all think of my rosemary bush? The aroma of this is absolutely amazing. And of course it's the taste of something else too. So I thought I'd do something a bit different than what I usually do. I don't usually kind of share what I write in my diary, but I kind of just write a few short notes in my journal every morning when I can, at least when I remember to anyway. And got me thinking such an important thing to do is just to write down your thoughts in your journal and just let them flow and don't even think about it. So today I just thought I maybe talk about what I actually said in my journal yesterday, and it's really kind of ringing true for a lot of people, right? So it's there's a lot of truth in it really, right? So always remember where you're going, but never forget where you came from. Now, what do I mean by this? Sometimes it's hard to, think of that fact, right? We can always beat ourselves up about, not doing this and that. Maybe, you need to reflect on how you've grown over the last few years. If you're not where you want to be, in life in general, not just in, anything else. Reflect on how much you've grown as a person the last few years, even the small things, they all matter, right? Not so long ago, like I was pretty cynical. I was envious, right? You kind of talk before you think, right? You kind of butt in other people's conversations without them finishing, and all that kind of stuff. You have to work on that stuff every day. Of course, I still work on it every single day. It's an ongoing process. It never really stops, right? It's only human. It still happens sometimes, right? The ego can always get in the way, but it'll always be there in the background, right? You just have to do your best to recognize it and stop it when it does, right? I'm just going to take a quick drink of my beautiful coffee here. There's no need to lie to yourself, right? If you're not getting the results you want, don't beat yourself up about it. Just recognize it, and kind of work towards improving it, right? Of course, that's what the ego wants, right? The ego wants us to expect better results, and we expect to be, doing all these great things in our lives, right? You can always expect too much. Again, it's only human, right? Don't beat yourself up about it. Even the most successful people in the world, all the top achievers in the world, in whatever field they're in, right? Business, sports, entertainment, writing, or whatever it is, right? They always say the first few years, they were doing next to nothing, right? It didn't happen to them overnight, right? Every overnight success is always, 7, 10, 12 years in the making, right? Of course, it's the 80-20 rule again, right? The 80-20 rule comes into play in everything. There's people who come in and it seems like they crushed it immediately. They see whatever they do in life, they absolutely crush it. They go from 0 to 100 in the space of a couple of days. But you have to remember, right, that a lot of these people were heavily in debt, right, and they were broke for years and years and years. They went through struggles and pains and all that and all the stuff, right? There's some people who were homeless, right? I know a few guys who were actually homeless, and they put through it because they had a vision and they had a belief. They kept their belief, they kept true to themselves, right? Consistency is going to beat talent every single time, right? What is talent anyway, right? Maybe if you're in sports, right? If you're in a sports field, if you want to be like an NFL player or a soccer player or a tennis player, you need that talent. Of course, you need that talent to succeed there, right? But in everyday life, in other parts, in other fields, including our own, right? It's consistency and dedication and belief is what's going to be talent, right? Talent is for sports, as I said, right? Consistency is for, business or whatever, right? Some guys took 6-7 years before they made that breakthrough. They spent, 40, 50, 60, whatever, $80,000 to get to where they are now, right? So, of course, by no means am I different, right? I'm part of the 80%, right? You know, there's a lot of struggles. We're not going to hit the jackpot at the start, right? There's a reason why there is a 97% failure rate, right? Why is there a 97% failure rate? Because people give up. Because people think they're going to get success in the first week, in the first 2 weeks, in the first 4, 5, 6 months or whatever, and they don't get that success, and they lose faith, they lose belief, and they basically get inside their own head, and they let all the outside circumstances get to them, right? So, that's pretty much what I wanted to say, guys. As I said, I don't usually share what's in my diary, but I thought, this is worth sharing today for anyone out there who is kind of, might have that self-doubt, might have that, they don't have that belief in themselves. We're all the same. You think Richard Branson wakes up in the morning without doubts. You think Tony Robbins doesn't. Well, maybe Tony Robbins doesn't. He might be a unicorn or something, right? But you get the point. Like every single successful person, every single entrepreneur, businessman, celebrity or whatever, they all wake up in the morning. Tom Brady, right, for example, they all wake up in the morning. They all have doubts. They're all human, and that's pretty much it. So thanks for tuning in, guys, and I shall catch you tomorrow.